everybody, it's Lynnette Khalfani-Cox, the money coach here.
And I'm Verrett, the Solestress.
And Latrice and I want to talk to you today about celebrities and divorce. The big breakup factor, we've seen it a lot, all too often. So many people will comment on somebody else's relationship. How long are they going to last and this and that. I think the most recent high-profile breakup we've seen is
Tom and Katie.
Yeah. Okay? So, I don't want to opine on anybody else's relationship. A lot of people say, was it real? Was it not? Did they have an agreement? Etc., etc. Really, what I think, I'd like to kind of talk about a little bit is the challenges of living in the spotlight if you're a celebrity.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, if you're in a high-profile, very visible couple, that must be like super hard to keep it together. Well, because everybody's got an opinion. Everybody, the paparazzi, the stalkerazzi, they want to put everything you do out there. Who can have a happy and successful marriage under those kind of conditions?
Well, first of all, I need to say this. A Hollywood marriage is not like a normal marriage because of the fact that their relationships and the whole thing that's around them, the whole aura that's around them, is basically for our entertainment. We have to understand that in Hollywood, you dress up to be somebody else when you go in for a part. You have to pretend that you're loving somebody else. You have to pretend that you're kissing on somebody else. You have to pretend that you're making love to somebody else. I couldn't live like that because I wouldn't be getting married. Period.
But do you honestly think like all the couples that are married that are in that space, let's say a singer and an entertainer who's an athlete or an actor and a singer, whatever, do you think, I know what they do professionally is for our consumption, but do you think when they get together and hook up with somebody and they get married and maybe even have kids, do you think that's all for show?
Well, let's put it this way. I've been in the business before, and I know that there are a lot that are for show, and y'all know who y'all are. And there are a lot who are for real.
Really?
I mean, sometimes there are people who really fall in love because they really fall in love with that person. And those things can last. However, there's a lot that's set up. There's a lot of paparazzi who knows where they are because the agent has called them and told them to be there. Because it's all about controversy. What do we buy for magazines? Controversy. What do we listen to on TV? Controversy. On AOL, who's clicking and looking for who? Controversy.
And we know sex sells, so that's why, beyond a shadow of a doubt, every time this one is hooked up with this one is having an affair with this one, who did they sleep with? I mean, all of that stuff. Let's be real. You mentioned the magazines.
Yeah.
That sells advertising. That sells magazines. That gets ratings on television.
Correct.
It drives radio conversation. It drives chat and stuff,
Exactly.
what we're talking about right now.
Correct.
But I guess maybe I have more empathy for a lot of these celebrities who, if your husband is off making a movie here in Europe and you're here in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, or even in Wisconsin, wherever you might be, making your own private family life, how hard is it to deal with, is he on the set kissing that girl?
Correct.
Are the rumors true or not? Like, is that all just acting, or is it, was he enjoying that kiss a little bit too much?
Well, see, that's why I could have never married an artist, singing artist, an actor, an athlete, because see, I'm not that chick. I would have been there on every set, chilling out. I have your little lunch ready. The kids are over there. Let's go play a little football while you on break, because I'm not that one. I know what I can take and what I can't take. So what we need to really do is we need to separate our relationships from their relationships. And just because they didn't last and we really wanted them to last and we were there with them when they got married, we looked at the pictures, we saw them having the kids.
Right.
We can't base what we do in our regular lives on what, a public figure does in their life, because it just doesn't, it's not the same thing.
Okay, well, let's take it to another level, and then we probably should wrap here. Just think about somebody who has a high-profile job in general, of any nature.
Yes.
Not in the spotlight, not on TV, not playing ball on the court or whatever. But just maybe the person is a vice president, and maybe the person is a front desk secretary or receptionist, but everybody sees that person when they come in, or everybody knows the president, the CEO, the vice president, the sales manager, whatever. How do you keep that kind of, relationship tight when, maybe the wife is working, maybe she's not. Maybe her husband is gone off and has a very, more high-profile job or high-powered, or vice versa. Maybe the woman has a really high-profile job, and the husband is worried, like, you have a lot of opportunity.
Child, it's all about open communication.
Okay.
We have to be able to put everything on the table and talk about it.
Right.
Because when you close that door to communication, you close that door to the relationship, because then you're allowing somebody else to come in. Because a relationship, to me, is a foundation. You build a foundation with your relationship. And when there are cracks in that foundation, you either have to fill in those cracks, recognize, first of all, that there's a crack. Because a lot of us don't don't like to recognize, and a lot of us get that
things under the rug and not even deal with it.
A lot of us get the clues, and we do not pay attention to the clues.
Right.
Check it. Check the situation. Have that discussion. Well, you know what? Oh, you're being picky or you're being jealous. It's not about being jealous. It's about making me feel secure.
Right.
So if you feel like I'm being jealous,
have you given me
shouldn't be jealous?
Have you given me reason to feel jealous?
Exactly. But tell me why I shouldn't be jealous. Tell me who I am in your life.
Right.
Reassure me, because you know what? A lot of people make the mistake of saying, "Oh, I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated." I don't want to be treated the way you want to be treated. I want to be treated the way I want to be treated. So find out what makes me tick. And find out what that relationship with that other person in your relationship, what makes them tick and what makes them happy, what makes them feel secure, because that's what's going to make it last. Because as far as Katie and Tom are concerned, we don't know what happened with that. We don't know what the underlying, things were with that, and we'll never know. Mm-hmm. So what you have to do is you have to stop looking at these people who are out there in the public eye, and you have to stop comparing yourselves to them, and you have to really deal with what your situation is, where your happiness lies, where your relationship, who you're affecting with your relationship, and your conversation, and your open communication.
I guess for me, having been through a divorce in the past, and it's a painful thing to go through divorce, and now having a very happy marriage where I'm like, ooh, I'm content, thank you God, got it right this time. I feel for people at any level. It doesn't matter. You could be the average person, you could have a very modest career, modest salary, or you could be a multi-millionaire, a celebrity, an entertainer, etc. Maybe some of that is for show, as you suggest. But I just think that, wow, what a painful thing to have to go through, and then have to do it under the spotlight with, everybody chiming in, writing about you online, tooting, saying their own little message and what they think, opining about who was at fault and whatnot.
Well,
that's probably not a good thing to have to deal with.
Yeah, I get you there, but you know what? That's the price of fame. It's the price of fame. Yeah. And you know what? They chose that, and they getting a check they getting a check behind all of that. Let's make it real. So I mean, it goes along with the territory, and we have to look at it that way as well, because it's not just a marriage, it's not just a kid, but it's a career, and what they're doing in their lives, really revolve around that.
Marriage is a contract in many ways. I mean, and it's a legal contract. Obviously, it's an emotional, spiritual contract, a bond. So that's it for us on today's topic about celebrities and divorce. Again, no matter what area of influence you might have, you might be a superstar in your own right, in your own church, in your community. You might be a superstar on the world stage. Our hope is, if you're in a relationship, and certainly a marriage, it'll be a long-lasting, committed one that lasts for a lifetime.
Just keep talking to each other.
That you won't have to go through divorce if you're, not well known, or if you are a superstar.
Because you don't want to be like me. I'm the trophy wife. I'm the second wife. All of this here, trophy wife.
I heard that. Yeah. I never thought about
that's right, baby.
We both are
trophy wives, baby.
There you go.
Loving it
every day.
Deuces.